12 tips for writing engaging content and keep your readers' attention. A lot of writers don't realize the significance of writing an article that focuses on keeping the reader's attention the entire time. It can be something that new and more experienced writers alike struggle with. With that in mind, here are 12 tips you can utilize to help keep your reader's attention with your article. Point 1. Make sure your article is grammatically sound and everything is spelled correctly. In other words, be sure to proofread. There's no better way to turn people off an article than by looking unprofessional with poor spelling and grammar. Point 2. Be sure that your article has an original idea. Don't just regurgitate what has already been said 1,000 times. Point 3. An introduction and a conclusion are extremely important for all articles. Even if the article you're posting has a list format. Introductions prime the reader for the rest of the content, and conclusions should drive your point home. Point 4. You should always try to use active voice. It helps keep the reader interested in what you're writing as opposed to making them feel like they're reading a boring, flavorless piece of text. Point 5. Make sure that your article has a natural form, type of flow, and direction. You want to have an article that doesn't jump all over the place. Sentences and paragraphs should all be sensible, linked together. Another reason why proofreading is extremely important. Point 6. If you're writing an article that is a list of tips, then make sure that your first tip is the strongest and most helpful of the ones you're going to offer and end on the tip that is your second best. This ensures that the reader will read your article all the way through because the first tip draws them in. Whereas, the last tip needs to be strong so that they feel like reading the entire list was worth their time. Point 7. Don't have an extremely drawn-out introduction to the article. You want it to be concise and have minimal fluff. Point 8. Knowing what you're talking about is extremely important. Make sure that you research the ideas that you talk about in your article. At the same time, make sure that your writing doesn't read like an entry in an encyclopedia. Point 9. Utilize bullet points to emphasize main ideas in articles, and subheadings to help people understand what certain sections are going to be about. Point 10. Make sure that you draw focus to the benefits of learning what the article is teaching. Point 11. Avoid having large paragraphs. You want to shave off all the non-essential parts of what you're writing about, and give the reader a clear and meaningful message in your writing. Point 12. Use an attention-grabbing strategy for your article's introduction. This includes asking questions or stating interesting facts at the beginning. The goal is to get your reader's attention and to drive them to read on. Try utilizing the tips talked about above in your next article. It can take some practice to write engaging content, but the benefits are definitely worth it.